What is up, FBA Today? This is Nate McAllister with Christopher Grant. We are going to be chatting tonight about online arbitrage. Particularly, we're going to talk about Storefront Stalker and Tactical Arbitrage. And then we have a special product announcement / immediate opening, limited to the first 100 people. And there's going to be a special price that's going to be available during this webinar. And as usual, those sell out pretty quick. I will not be emailing my Gumroad list or my email list because last time I did, most of the people that opened it were just pissed at me because it was gone. So there's no point in me doing that. So Chris, how you doing tonight, brother?
I'm doing great, man. I am really happy. I actually changed out of my Storefront Stalker shirt. That would have been extremely embarrassing.
How much did Brendan pay you to wear the Prime Zero Prep?
Surprisingly, nothing. All my shirts get inside out, and I just pull one out and put it on, and this was it.
James says he can't hear us. That's not good.
No, it's not. Anyone else having problems hearing us?
Greg hears us. All right, that's good. James, let me know if you still can't hear us. David can hear. Natalie hears you fine. Pablo.
The guy with the best name in FBA is in town tonight.
Yes, sir. Missed the opening, but we can hear you. Okay, guys, so you haven't missed anything yet. It is 8:01, so let's get cracking. Chris is going to share his screen. Guys, Chris has a course dedicated 100% to Tactical Arbitrage, and it is a premium course, and he's going to be sharing a little bit tonight of the type of stuff that he teaches in the course, and it gets rave reviews. So this is going to be a cool free little evening of training on Storefront Stalker Pro and how we integrate it with Tactical Arbitrage. And also, like I said, we have a new tool coming out tonight, and you guys can buy it. We're going to launch that at about 8:30. So it'll, you guys stick around until 8:30. You're going to get a special offer. And as always, you guys know how we do it. We limit it on the first day of any launch, just so that we don't have a million different tech issues. And James, yes, it will be recorded, but the deal might be gone by the time you buy or by the time you get there. So you might want to check back in at about 8:30. I will also be posting it to the FBA Today group, but these usually sell out within an hour at the longest. So this is an awesome tool coming out. We're going to show you guys how we use it here tonight. And Chris, if you're ready to go, buddy, why don't you share your screen? I'm going to kill my webcam.
All right.
Go ahead and share your screen, and I'm going to check for questions and everything over here. Hopefully we can do this without any issues. Are you still there?
Yep. Yeah, I cut you off by sharing my screen, man. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. Perfect. Can
All
you
right.
all see and hear?
If anybody has questions, if there's any issues you guys see, put them in the chat. Nate's going to be monitoring that. I'm really going to go over reverse product search tonight. The reason being is that really is where Storefront Stalker shines. That and Tactical Edge, which is what the name was changed to. So we're going to kind of go over both of those items. And if you guys don't have
Chris, real quick.
Yeah.
Guys, if you have not started a trial of Tactical Arbitrage, tonight is a great night to do it, like literally right now, because you can play along with us. It's a lot easier if you follow along. There's going to be future webinars and stuff, but you get a 7-day trial. So code Clear the Shelf will get you a 10-day extended trial. And there's really not a better time to do that than right now during the webinar. And also, I will be posting a link to Storefront Stalker Pro. So if you guys already have it, and I know a lot of you already do, that's great. And we recommend that you play along with us as we go. Maybe you guys find some leads during the evening and, pays itself off in spades. So I posted the link over there. Clear the Shelf is going to be the code you're going to use for TA for a 10-day trial.
Perfect. Okay, so we're going to start out simple, and then I'm going to get into some really high level stuff, stuff that I've shared one other time, but there are only like 20 people around. So hopefully you guys can take this back and use this in your own business. But like I said, Storefront Stalker really shines with reverse search. Those of you who have it know that. So I want to show you a couple of things with Storefront Stalker. If you left click on Storefront Stalker, you're going to see this little choose file icon. And I am dadding all alone. The wife is away for the weekend, so I didn't have time to put one together. But you can actually take links to 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 different storefronts, or you can even take links to different Amazon searches and put them in a CSV file and upload them into Storefront Stalker Pro, and it will go and grab all of those for you just in one sitting. So you can go grab a beer, do whatever you want, and come back and you'll have 50 or 100 CSV files ready to go through reverse product search. Now, I know when that feature first came out, it confused a lot of people. So if you want to be able to use Storefront Stalker Pro regularly, all you have to do is right click on it, and then you can click on the all ASIN from this seller or page, and it's going to be just like you're used to in the past. So
many emails about that.
So many. And that was my fault for not explaining it as well as I should have in the videos that I did. So hopefully that does it for you guys. But what I really like to do is a couple of things. I honestly don't stalk that many storefronts anymore because I'll go out and I will grab a niche, or if I say it the way Nate likes it, a niche. And I will, I'll dig down into Adidas shoes. I'll dig down into pacifiers or bottles or whatever, and I will grab all those items. And I'll show you exactly what I mean here. Actually, we've been putting in some security stuff in my house. So let's talk security systems. And let me throw some facts and figures at you guys. A lot of people are incredibly afraid of selling electronics. I personally really like selling electronics. I'm going to tell you why I think you should if you don't already. 60% of the top 1,500 Amazon sellers, that's people like making $50 million a year in sales and more, sell electronics. Now, that may not be their number one, but at least 60% of them actually sell electronics as a fairly large portion of their business. And I really think that we need to emulate those we want to be like. And so I really like to sell electronics. And I can't remember where I got that figure from. It was Web Retailer or something like that. So I'm not BSing you. But the great thing is you can go into something like security systems. It's got 158,000 results. I always niche this down just a little bit, and I might go to just security and surveillance equipment. And that's going to bring us down to 38,000, and then I'll go 4 stars and up. The reason I'll do this is to get past why most people don't sell these items. Most people don't sell them because they're worried people aren't going to like them. They're going to return them, and they're going to be, they're going to be out the product, and they're, getting less and less reimbursements these days. So I always try to go 4 stars and above when I'm trying to sell these items. And all you got to do is right click on Storefront Stalker, grab all the ASINs from the seller page. You're going to get 376 pages worth of ASINs. That is going to equal out to, you're actually probably going to get somewhere between 6,500 and 6,700, even though it says 6767.
We can't reiterate right click enough.
Yeah, right click on Storefront Stalker Pro. Now, I know for some of you this is remedial, but stay with us because I promise it's going to get better. I've got some cool things coming.
Well, Chris, one cool thing I think, and I like to assume that not everyone's a user yet, or some people might not even know what it is, right? So the big thing that stuck with Storefront Stalker, and I've tried to do my best to make sure people understand, it's not limited to storefronts. Storefronts are actually just a fraction of what it does. When it started, it was just storefronts. But like what Chris is doing here, guys, this is forced anything that you can filter down to. Like he started electronic security, and then it was the 4 stars and up. If he wanted to, he could go down there and go by brand, and he could just do Karui or whatever the heck that is, Honeywell, and he could export just Honeywell products, and then he could use that data. So it exports anything on Amazon, right? You can do this with movers and shakers. You can do this with all different types of stuff. So definitely understand that the Storefront Stalker Pro thing, the name is just a branding thing. We'd sold over 1,000 by the time that we did the Pro version, and it was sticking. So it does storefronts, but it also does everything else on the page as well.
Exactly. And while I love the storefronts, I think it's made this product 10 times more powerful. And if we want to take a little aside to this, I know this is FBA related tonight, but for those of you who are into merch and you want to start, getting ideas for merch shirts to send your designers, you can go grab merch shirts with this and give them to your designers and say, hey, I want shirts in this niche. Here's some to look at. Don't copy them, of course. But I mean, the possibilities are endless. If it's on Amazon, this works in the UK now too, right?
It always does.
So the UK and Canada, so you can look in multiple different places. I actually was talking to somebody the other night who is buying in the UK and flipping in the US marketplace. And this is what he uses to figure that all out. So tons of opportunity here. Now I'm going to go ahead and let this run, and let's go back to Tactical Arbitrage for a moment. Once you have that CSV file, you're going to upload that to the bulk product codes. And you can see I've got a Mr. Medical storefront in here. This was something I did the other night, and I'm going to show you guys how to grab these too. This is also a byproduct of having Storefront Stalker Pro. Those of you who have it get to open up this Scan Bestsellers feature. And we're going to get a little bit into that, and then we'll get into what this does along with the Tactical Edge portion of TA. So
one more thing, Chris. Guys, if you have paid for Storefront Stalker and you have not unlocked this feature, please shoot me a PM and I will show you how to fix that. I really want you guys to be getting the most out of Storefront Stalker, and even I want people who are brand new to be finding leads the same day. So if you do the Scan Bestsellers in reverse search, there is really not a faster way to find leads with Tactical Arbitrage. I mean, Chris, show them real quick what that is. Just don't do one, but basically, look, he can press Scan Bestsellers there, and that's only going to show up after you've purchased Storefront Stalker and entered the key. But he can go 4 categories deep, guys, and it's going to go up to 100,000 ASINs. And, if there are that many in the category, and it's going to scan all of them. And then it's going to take all of that data, right? And it's going to find matches for them that match your parameters. So if you only want items that are 40% ROI and are ranked, since toys and games, you're trying to stay below maybe, let's say, 100,000. It's only going to find stuff that matches that, right? So there will be a lot of data that's going to go through. And the name of the game with online arbitrage, and this is why Tactical Arbitrage it just sells like crack, because it scans so much data. It's like, yeah, maybe only 1% of the things that you see online are going to make you money. But if you are scanning 100,000 items, that's a lot of stuff coming back. That's a ton of stuff coming back. So if you have Storefront Stalker Pro, make sure that you have entered those keys, because it's a huge part of the value, and it's the only way to unlock that. And that is just one of the most important parts of it. So as you guys see here, what Chris is doing, he's changing his parameters, putting in what he wants it to send him. So it's only going to show him those products right here. Like this one has a gross ROI of 20%. Removing ranks over 200,000. Guys, that's so sweet. If you haven't used that yet, you need to check that out.
Of course, we go live and Tactical Arbitrage decides to give me crap tonight. That's okay. We'll come back to that. But yeah, you can go up to 100,000. I was actually discussing this. Somebody was asking me if they should buy Storefront Stalker Pro the other day, and I explained to them just this feature. They're like, listen, I want to get started really, really fast. And I suggested, hey, if you get Storefront Stalker Pro, you're going to unlock the scan bestsellers. And then if you go in there and scan everything every single day with just a 20 or 30% ROI, you're going to find, 3, 5, maybe a dozen items that you can flip really, really quickly for a very quick profit, and then turn that money over and over and over again until you have enough capital to go a little bit deeper, maybe a little bit higher ROI that you might have to hold on to a little bit longer. We can.
I mean, this is as close to passive work as you guys can get. You could train a VA to do this literally within 30 minutes, and they could be doing this while you're working at your job, or while you're outsourcing RA, or while you're talking to wholesalers, right? They should always be running in the background, as far as I'm concerned. If you make it a serious part of your business, you should be scanning stuff constantly, and that's what TA wants you to do. So the good users are doing that.
Exactly. And the other thing you can do is, if you leave the rank, you got to remember you're scanning the best sellers. So if you leave the rank completely out of this, chances are, now granted, you're going to see things like books, or maybe somebody ordered 50 units of an item, and so it gets dropped down into the bestseller area, the 100,000. But typically, you're going to find items that are going to be profitable and sell quickly all the time. So let's go. Okay, so we've got our Storefront Stalker profile here. You can save this in general. This can be good if you want to save them long term. You'll have links. I never do that. I always just save in TA format. If you are a user of the software that shall not be named, you can save in that format as well. But of course, I've never done that either. And then I just call this something simple like security systems. If I can spell. And then that saves right on your computer, and then you can upload that to the bulk product codes. We'll upload a new file. Now, this really isn't going to matter with this TA file because it's saved in the proper format, but you do have smart upload now. So as long as you have a UPC and or an ASIN column, the smart upload feature, whether it's a CSV, an XLS, or an XLSX, is going to pull the data out properly no matter what. You'll see here it just takes a second, pulls back what column is UPC, what column is ASIN, fills them in for you, and then you just upload that. And then we can start going after these items. I'm just going to use my toys filter. I don't have too many other filters. I want 50% ROI. We hit submit. And you know what? I think I've got this set up for, bear with me just a second, guys. I have this set up for a little thing I'll show you here in a little while. I do. You'll see that I have all of my reverse search domains selected, which actually keeps you from getting anything. And I'm going to show you why I do that here in a moment and what you can do with that. So we're going to deselect all of this. Click Save. Now we'll actually do a proper reverse search on everything. Once you come back, you just hit that Use Bulk Product Codes again, and your last file is saved in there. And then we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to run this through here to be a little bit quicker. You guys do need to use your filters. I'm not using them right now just for the sake of time. We try to keep these to an hour, so I want to try to keep that promise. But we can see we've already got several products added. If we go look at these, they may or may not have any actual ROI to them. Let's go take a look and just see what we found. That one's not right from Jet, but that's okay.
Matching pretty well.
Yeah. Oh, and you guys, Nate and I are really fortunate. We kind of get to learn a few things on the back end every now and again. And I know that Alex has talked about it publicly, but when image matching comes along, it's going to be so sick. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. You're literally going to have 80 to 90% matches even on title sites.
Yep.
And it's going to do away with the mismatch room. It's going to be so easy. Any idiot could do it.
And people need to understand what is actually going on here to really appreciate how powerful it is. Amazon images do not necessarily have to match any other third party's images. There's 500. I don't know what the total number is now, but there's over 500 third party sites. So this is pairing them with those. So the odds of them matching are, it's very hard to do that. But TA comes really, really close to doing it. And it also gives you these options here to toggle. These little left and right arrows there where it says Amazon image. It lets you toggle if you see something that might be a match, and you can see what other pictures Amazon has. It's really pretty amazing. There's a lot of little things like that once you really think about the big picture and what it's doing. Early on, a lot of people are like, oh, there's too many mismatches. It's like, well, you have to think about what it's doing. And the fact that you can get this data to the point where you just have to filter through mismatches, it's huge. And then, like we said, with the new image recognition software, Alex spent a king's ransom to get that in there for you guys. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, it really is. Between that and the sales velocity features that are coming out, those are the two things I'm completely amped about, because Tactical Arbitrage was already a game changer, but it's going to take it to the next level. And I know that's cliche, but it's just the God's honest truth.
And he's talking about the sales velocity thing. As of now, we know that sales rank there's a lot of bad information. When there's all those lists that say, like, if it's under 100,000, that means it's selling one per day or something like that, right? That data isn't really worth very much at all until you get to like the upper echelon of like the top 0.1% of items. And even then it varies by how many, but you'll know that they are selling very quickly. But with what TA is going to be doing is it's creating its own algorithm for predicting sales velocity, and it's going to give you such better information. And again, the name of the game is information and data, and scouring it and using as much information as you can to make the best buying decisions possible. So if TA helps you, even if TA helps you not make a purchase that you would have made without it, that's huge. And that's something that we struggle with, is balancing, things we do buy and things we don't buy. And both of them can affect the bank account, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I know when I was doing retail arbitrage before I really knew what I was doing, I spent hundreds of dollars making poor decisions, and it was money well spent. However, had Tactical Arbitrage been around back then, I probably could have saved that and still learned by making the proper decisions the first time around. So now that we've got some of these back, and you can see I've got 203 entries, I didn't really use any filters, so a lot of this is information that I would just kick out of here really, really quickly. But one of the really cool things with Tactical Edge and with Tactical Arbitrage and having Storefront Stalker Pro is if you click on the little microscope button and you go to the Tactical Edge portion, it's going to pull back a bunch of really great data for you. Number one, it's going to show you who owns the buy box currently, and then it's going to show you who else is selling it as well as how they're selling it. So we can see that Amazon is on this item, is on this item, and they're the only FBA seller, and they're at $299. Now, they've got 999 plus in stock, so this is not something that you might want to price higher and just wait for Amazon to go out of stock. But maybe they only have one or two in stock. Now it's time to look a little bit deeper and see if they go out of stock regularly, because something like this that's ranked as high as it is, that has as many reviews as it has, and has such a high rating, will probably still sell at that $399 price if Amazon were to go out of stock. But here's where Storefront Stalker Pro and Tactical Arbitrage married again to make a beautiful little baby. If you look over here, you get to see these blue buttons. All you have to do, and let's take a look at these. So this value shop, they've got 762 total ratings, so they've probably been around the block a little bit. You click on that blue button, and we're going to get a couple of things. One, we're going to get a full list of their ASINs. Now, I can see that they don't have a 300 or 500 or even 1,000 ASINs. Looks like they've got 37. So it seems like they may go sort of deep, or maybe they've just been around since FBA started. But it's going to put all of those ASINs directly into the reverse search so that you can reverse search their store. And it's also going to give you the option to download all of their ASINs. Now, let me show you something really cool that you can do. If you go back to that Tactical Edge, I showed you Value Shop. Let's check out Amazon. I, for one, actually like to sell what Amazon sells because typically they're selling items that actually have a sales velocity. Now, granted, they do get on some items that don't sell very often, and that happens, but a lot of their stuff sells quickly, and they share the buy box more than you would think. So here's what I've got. I've got 25,000 of Amazon ASINs ready to be reverse searched. And then I've got another 75,000 for a total of 100,000 ASINs that I can download and save, and then break that up and go through it over and over and over and over again. I would sell what Amazon's selling all day long as I can sell it as a profit. I don't know about you, Nate.
I mean, I know. See, that's the thing is, if you do or don't want to do that, TA gives you the option down here. If you scroll down in the parameters, you can remove items that Amazon is in stock and in a seller. So yeah, I mean, I see the logic there. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, and you can do that on every single seller that you come up across in Tactical Edge. So it doesn't have to be just this product or just these storefronts. It can be any of the storefronts that you come up and see. You can grab every single one of their items. And that's even if it has more. I know that Storefront Stalker Pro and Amazon kind of keeps it to the first 1,000 ASINs, I think, with Storefront Stalker Pro. But Alex is some sort of demigod or wizard, and he was able to go a whole lot deeper with Storefront Stalker Pro and the integration in Tactical Edge. So you can
guys, and this is relatively new. So if you haven't been in there lately, you need to check it out. And pay attention. Join this Tactical Arbitrage Facebook group. Alex is always making little changes and improvements. He spends most of his time working on finding ways to make it better, and there's always little things like this. So this is a new thing, and this is a perk of Storefront Stalker again.
Exactly. So on the Tactical Edge page, if you guys haven't really looked into this, you can also see the current rank, the 30-day rank, and the 90-day rank just with clicks of a button. So there's a ton of information here for you to make some really good sourcing decisions, especially if you can, find the items at a profit, which Tactical Arbitrage will do for you.
Hey, Chris, in 3 minutes, we're going to drop the new tool.
Okay.
Plan on that segue.
Are there any questions?
I'm curious how many people in here are users versus. So we got 50 people in here. I would say probably at least 60% of them are users.
I would imagine at least.
Sean says user. All right, cool. Guys, we've got 2 minutes and we are going to drop the new tool. Who's excited?
I'm excited. This new tool is pretty badass. I really like it. So if you take Storefront Stalker Pro, you take Tactical Arbitrage, and then you take this new tool, you kind of put your sourcing on autopilot a little bit. So if I could set the stage a little bit, I would imagine that some of you have come across people who always seem to hop on a listing with you, and you see them over and over and over again. I have some friends here in Ohio that they have people like that. It's almost like they're watching what they source all the time. I know several people that have that issue, and it's kind of difficult to do. I know people who do that kind of thing, and it's a pain in the rear end. But I know we're a minute away, so I'm going to go ahead. This new tool automates it. You never have to go out and rerun storefronts. You never have to do anything. You just get an email. Okay, if I go ahead and show how it works, Nate.
Yep, I'm about to post the link. Watching the clock.
Let's go.
This is limited to the first 100 at the price. The price isn't going to go up too terribly much, but it is going to go up. If you are a Storefront Stalker Pro user, you will get this price. There's a coupon that I'll be sending out to all the current Storefront Stalker Pro users, but it's going to be the same price. So the price that you're seeing right here is the lowest price available anywhere, and right now it's available to anybody. You don't need Storefront Stalker to use it, but it doesn't do all the things that we'll explain it here. You guys are going to love it, especially once you understand. Basically, the concept is simple, guys. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. There's a lot of stores, and this is taking Storefront Stalker back to its roots, back when it used to just be following other people's storefronts. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Some people are finding they're bringing good, profitable products to the market, and most people we've found that we've interviewed that are users have said that they go back and check the same stores habitually. So this tool was made to facilitate that. Chris is going to show you guys what it does.
Yeah. So I'm going to tell you guys, and I know that a lot of people are going to think that I'm an idiot for doing this, but I actually like to check PharmaPacks. And if you guys don't know who PharmaPacks is, they are arguably the largest Amazon seller in the marketplace right now that people know of. They're probably going to do $100 million this year. I know that they plan on being $1 billion company on Amazon by like 2025 or something. So I actually check their storefront very, very regularly. And the thing is they no longer use Amazon as their fulfillment channel. They mostly merchant fulfill, and they also have their own website, which you can actually do a product search on in Tactical Arbitrage. It's pharmapacks.com. So I actually check what they do very often because they overprice, and you might be able to come in and sell something that they know sells because they have a crazy algorithm to choose products. And if you can get on it and sell it at a price a little bit lower than them, or even at the same price because they're merchant fulfilled, it's very possible that you can get the buy box. So what I like to do is I will go in here with this new tool, and let's say that we check out Continental Supply. They've got a fair amount of ratings, and let's check out their storefront. So they have 1,283 results in their storefront. Now, what we got to do is copy this, open up this new product, which is called Storefront Scheduler. We're going to paste the storefront link in here. We're going to tell it to update us. I'm actually going to have it update me every hour on the hour.
I appreciate all of you who have already purchased it without us explaining what it really is yet.
Oh, wow. That's loyalty.
It's going fast. Appreciate your trust. I promise it's worth it. It's going to be solid. 94.
Absolutely. So what happens here is you're going to get this, and actually I'm going to change this email address so that I can show you guys an email immediately. So what's going to happen is this storefront link here is going to be saved. It gets saved locally in a cache. You're not giving information to anybody. I know that's always a question. So this storefront link is going to get saved in your cache, and then Storefront Scheduler is going to go and check for new ASINs every hour on the hour, and you're going to get an email. So once you click on save, your settings are saved, you're good to go. It's actually it should send you an email on the very first one with as many ASINs as it can. And because it's not the wizardry that is Tactical Arbitrage, that's going to be the first 1,000. So you're going to get 1,000 ASINs up front. But then what this is going to do is every hour, this is going to go back and check. And if there's an ASIN that it has not seen before, you're going to get an update. And if you happen to follow PharmaPacks, I get an email every hour with somewhere between 75 and 150 new ASINs every single hour that PharmaPacks adds to their own catalog on Amazon. Matter of fact, let's go see if we can find them here real quick on Amazon. And I'll show you this email.
Guys, if you purchased, the developer's name is John Rigney. He is going to be approving everybody. I would appreciate it. He should be getting them approved pretty quickly. It might take him like maybe up to an hour to get to those. So I apologize if it takes. It might be immediate. It might be up to an hour. I appreciate your patience on that. But yeah, it shouldn't be too long. I'm trying to get a hold of him right now. Because it works the same way that Storefront Stalker does as far as joining the group.
Right. Yeah, you got to be a member of the Google group. You need to be approved, and then as soon as you're approved, you're going to be able to see a link where you can download it. It also has some instructions. I believe there's a video in there. I was in there just a few hours ago. There's a video that you can watch, and it's simple to use. I really did show you everything you need to see. But PharmaPacks, if you look at this, 78,416 results. Yesterday, they were under 77,000. So they're adding new ASINs at an incredible clip. And you're going to get every single one of those emailed to you in a format that's ready to upload to Tactical Arbitrage. And if you guys will bear with me just a moment here, I'm going to show you what that format looks like. All right, guys, I hate dead air. I apologize.
I do. Part of me feels a little bad for the stores that are being stocked. There's so many of them. Yeah. It's nature of the business, guys.
It's crazy. Okay.
Pablo says can't get installed fast enough.
So here we go. You guys should be able to see a Google Sheet that I have. These are items that were added today. I believe this was at like 4:07 is when I got this email. So this is what was added between 3:07 p.m. today and this is what was added between 2:07 p.m. today and 3:07 p.m. today. You'll notice that the format of the name of the CSV is the date 2017. 6:21, and then the time is military time. So that's 15, which is 3 p.m., 07, and 50 seconds. So at 3:07, this is how many I get. I actually got 60 new ASINs in that hour. So it must have been someone's lunch break that they only got 60 up there. And now I can upload this directly to Tactical Arbitrage and go and look for these items at a profit. And I mean, you're going to get these every single hour. The more storefronts you get, you're going to get 5 an hour. You might want to set up a separate email address just to get these because if you start scheduling a ton of them, you're going to get a ton of emails. So the great thing about this is you get the ASINs. You do get the name of the product as well. It pulls back the size if it's there. So it's pulling it back from the actual listing, so it's not going to be everywhere, but it does try. It pulls back some other information, and then it pulls back a link on everything. So if you actually want to go take a look at for example, these Energizer C cells, you actually may not be able to sell these. I know batteries sometimes you can't sell, sometimes you can, but this is something that you can actually go take a look at directly before you go and try to sell it. And that really is how it works. It's a simple but powerful extension which just allows you to automate your storefront stalking, which is, to me, is absolutely killer. Especially when you can follow somebody like this who they kind of know what they're doing. Any questions on how to upload that to Tactical Arbitrage? I can show you that if we need to. Bear with me here.
Let's see what we got. James says he's going to be up all night working on it.
Let's see. Actually, I'll go ahead and.
So I'm a partner on this launch. It wasn't my idea, but I'm glad that it came to me because it's. Is there an echo, Chris?
No, you're good.
Okay. But yeah, this is awesome, guys. I mean, if you have used Storefront Stalker at all on storefronts, I'm sure you've probably found yourself stocking these same stores over and over again. This is going to automate the process, and it's going to make you just even better. Sean says I do have an echo. I will try to talk less.
So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you guys really quickly how the smart upload feature works, because this is a bit of an odd CSV that most of you probably aren't used to seeing, but it's not a big deal. You don't need to go in and delete anything. You don't really have to do anything. You can actually just upload it directly. So if you use the bulk product codes again in the reverse search, we're going to upload a new file. And I know this is old hat for a lot of you, but for anybody who hasn't seen it before, I want you to be able to know how easy it is. You find the file that you're looking for. In this case, it is this one here. You open it up and click on the upload button, and then it's going to go in and find things for you. Now we can see that there is no UPC, and this file doesn't have headers. So it's going to find that first ASIN, and it's going to pick that column for me, and then it's going to know exactly what I need to find. I click upload. It pulls in the information that I need, and then I can go and I can start doing reverse searches on all the new products that PharmaPax has brought in. And we've got some, I don't know if they're winners, but we do have some matches. Let's just go see if we have any winners here.
It's like Christmas when you get to the view data page. Did you ever go to Buckeye Lake, Chris?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember me and my grandpa used to go to Buckeye Lake, and he would always tell me not to because when I woke up, they'd be dead. But I would throw my pole out at night to catch catfish, and like 50% of the time, I'd go out there and there'd be a dead catfish on the line. These are my dead catfish now that I'm an adult.
So we don't have any winners here, but let me give you another example as to how you can use this. No, there's a couple of small winners, and they might not be once I actually edit the quantity and things. But let me explain a couple of things. If you know the method which these people source, for example, this is PharmaPax. PharmaPax is wholesale. They're 100% wholesale, and they nail wholesale distributors and manufacturers. They get the absolute best prices they can, and they do it because they have buying power. So it is very possible, because we know that the people or the products that PharmaPax brings to market, they obviously have a market for people who sell on Amazon, and they don't mind. So these are actually products you could go after for wholesale. There's lots of different ways to think about how to use this information. You don't just have to reverse search it. You can do all kinds of methods of sourcing. You can build retail arbitrage lists. You can do the reverse searching. You can do wholesale, all with this kind of stuff. Oh. If Kmart actually has this in stock, here's a big winner. If you guys want to take a bolo. Effort denture cleaner, 120 count. I'll let you guys write that down before we move on. So if you guys don't have any questions, I want to see if anybody has any questions. Something I haven't showed you, something you might be curious about. I think that we'll probably go ahead and make a video on this and add this to our TA Mastery course. If you guys want to learn a bunch, I'll figure out some more ways to use this information and try to make you money. And, we don't have a video in there yet because this is brand new today, but we'll probably just add a video going over some things in there just to make it available to our members. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop.
Chris, I think people would appreciate the link to the TA training module. So Chris did this course live. He's done it twice now. The reviews have been stellar. That's why he's the one taking the reins tonight on this. You guys, if you're curious and learning more about tactical arbitrage, he can share that link here shortly.
Yep.
And how much was it for all the modules?
I'm going to turn my screen share off real quick, and then we'll get into that.
Yeah. Can you guys still hear us?
So, the course. So when the course was live, when we did the 5 weeks, which turned into 7 each time we did it, it was like 147, and then it went to 197 after the introductory period. It's just $97. You get all the replays from the first course, the second course. That's everybody's questions. Everything was recorded live from beginning to end. And if you just go to tamastery.com, really easy, tamastery.com, you can pick up the course if you want to have it. Simple as that. So let's see.
And again, guys, all of the Storefront Stalker and then the new Storefront Scheduler, those work. TA is what these are basically like fuel generators for tactical arbitrage. It's going to make your TA experience better. So if you guys haven't already, start a free trial of tactical arbitrage with code ClearTheShelf. And I'll give you 10 days to play with it. You might not be ready to commit to buying Storefront Stalker or Storefront Scheduler just yet. And Storefront Scheduler is currently being edited or being improved so it can do multiple storefronts at the same time. If you want to start a trial now, there's really not been a better time than now. But also, Chris's TA Mastery course is a killer option. A lot of people, the number one reason why people don't keep TA is because they're overwhelmed, and you don't have to be, especially if you're starting with the reverse search stuff. Reverse search is the best way to use it. Like I said, I want everybody that buys Storefront Stalker to be making money with it that same day. Both Storefront Scheduler and Storefront Stalker Pro have 30-day money back guarantees. If you don't like them, simply PM me and I will give you your money back. As long as it's within those 30 days, you guys have got nothing to lose. I'll make sure you're taken care of if the products don't exceed your expectations. Kathleen says, do you know when image matching will be live on TA?
Yes. Weeks at this point. Just still a couple of weeks out.
Perfect. All right. Do you guys have any more questions about TA or Storefront Stalker? Again, I shared the link to Storefront Stalker down below. The price isn't going down ever. It is what it is for lifetime. The price for Storefront Scheduler is going to be going up to $79 after we sell out of this first 100. And we currently have sold 25. So we are 25% of the way sold out, and that has been about 18 minutes. So this will be probably sold out by the end of the night, y'all. So if you're wanting to get it, now's the time. Oh, you guys want the link again to Storefront Scheduler? Yeah, 1 second. And again, right now it's going to support one store at a time. It's going to be expanding into multiple stores, and you're going to get access to all of that. It's not going to be the people that buy Lifetime now are going to get all the future features. And do you guys have questions about it? Once you buy it, the link to the scheduler, post it one more time right here. You can buy that on Gumroad. You guys know Gumroad is trustworthy. It's good stuff, guys. Good stuff.
Someone did ask how to get a Storefront Stalker t-shirt.
Oh, you guys like this?
I wear mine all the time. You guys do be careful because there is someone who has ripped off Nate's shirt.
Is there?
Yes. A horrible job. Horrible job. They didn't even spell front right.
Really? I don't sell like any of these, so they can have it.
Here, you guys. If anybody wants a Storefront Stalker Pro shirt, Nate will make a good like $4, and you can walk around with Storefront Stalker on it. I do get some looks from the ladies when I'm walking around with that. It's typically
ladies love it. I wanted to get it with the actual hoodie, but I'm not. My merch game's not that strong.
No. Typically, those ladies are also thinking about dialing 911, but it is a great shirt to have.
Attention is attention, dude.
Exactly. I always think it's a shark head. That's better than what other people have told me, Eric.
Yeah, I've gotten some funnier comments. But this was actually made by Monty. I guess I'm embarrassed I can't pronounce his name. Monty Worrell.
Yep.
Yeah, he is a great designer. I paid him for this custom design, and I love it. And this is one of my, I'm growing out of this shirt. Unfortunately, the new merch shirts like really shrink bad, and maybe I'm getting fat. Who knows? But I'm gonna say it's the shirts shrinking.
It is. It's the shirts for sure.
And so get a size bigger. I'll post a link to that if y'all want, and I get that sweet, juicy $4 commission from merch. Yeah, I'm not exactly rolling in merch money. I don't have tons of time on my merch. Oh God, my sales are pitiful.
I just checked my merch royalties today, and it's $1.21 this month.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
Guess the nuggets are on you.
Right? So, Pablo, yes, it is recorded. I will make sure that we have a replay up tomorrow. Typically, I have notes to go along with the replay, but I wasn't taking them tonight since I was running my mouth.
If you guys, and I didn't take them because I'm not nearly as proactive as Chris. And I need to be more like Chris. If you guys are watching the replay, I'm sure that the $49 has already sold out. But if you are a Storefront Stalker Pro user, check your email because I'm sending out a link. I'm sending out a link for everybody who is a Storefront Stalker Pro user to get it for the $49 for life, as opposed to the $79. So you'll save $30 there. And you actually don't need Storefront Stalker to use this just for the storefronts. It doesn't do any of the other stuff that Storefront Stalker does. It's not going to export ASINs. It's not going to unlock tactical arbitrage stuff. But it is going to let you schedule a store to get updates from them. And John has confirmed to me that the developer is working on making it support multiple stores at once. So right now it's limited to one store at a time, and that's going to expand. So if you get it now at the lifetime price, you'll get that when it comes. But for now, one store is going to keep you plenty busy. Just pick the one you hate the most.
That's right.
the one you love the most. But yeah, awesome, dude. So we've got 7 minutes. If you guys have any questions,
Yeah, we can just chew the fat too, guys. It anything OA related, anything at all.
Me and Chris can start talking about. You guys don't want us to just start drifting into conversations.
No, it gets weird.
It gets weird so fast.
If anybody's curious, Nate and I are going rafting this weekend with the kids.
Yeah, that's gonna be sweet.
That's gonna be awesome.
We're gonna be planning our micro hustle Buckeye Bash. We're doing an intensive weekend for my micro hustle students only. So if you aren't in the group, you missed the boat. But that's gonna be sweet. We're gonna talk logistics on that. Ohio versus Wisconsin.
If it works out the weekend we beat Wisconsin, that'd be great.
Sean says, question, any time frame if on the filters will FBA sellers be an option to exclude? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure I understand the question. Any time
frame
on the filters. Oh, you want to exclude FBA sellers so that you're only seeing things that are merchant fulfilled, items that only have. Okay, so he wants to see ASINs that have no FBA sellers on them.
Right.
Okay, so there are a couple. There are a couple of really big updates coming. There are three, as a matter of fact, and Alex has tipped his hat on all of them, so I can say them. The sales velocity estimator, which will be the most accurate there is. There's going to be a image matching, which is going to be killer. It's going to probably do away with having the mismatch room. And then there is going to be a new design, which it looks really good, but I'm going to have to redo all my YouTube videos, which kind of sucks. But it's going to be fantastic. They're going to be. Nate's going to be doing one with Dan and Eric again next month. It's going to be fantastic. But once those three major changes come, then you're going to see a bunch of smaller ones that are going to start rolling out really, really fast. And so it should probably be within the next couple of months. There was literally 70 pages of notes that I have seen that are coming to Tactical Arbitrage, and it's just having Alex have the time to get through those along with his developers and get them there into Tactical Arbitrage as long as they work.
Guys, it's going to be a huge month for FBA Today in July. I recommend, if you aren't already, go to FBA Today, the group, and then go to notifications and turn on notifications because there's going to be some stuff that might be super time sensitive. The group we've got Chris sharing now every day. I'm trying to share as much as I can, and it's going to be good stuff, but there's going to be a lot of new exciting stuff coming in July. So I highly recommend that if you aren't already engaged at FBA Today, that you go back and make it we want to be your Amazon group of choice. So go ahead and click follow to get notification, or I think you turn on notifications. You'll figure it out. It's right at the top.
Yeah.
So do that so you don't miss anything. What else? Eli, not with the replays. No. Oh, that's you.
And invite your FBA friends. Yeah, I know that it's really just kind of a status number, and yes, we always want to grow the group. But Nate and I, and we've talked about this, we actually want to see people succeed. We're both honest and upfront that we don't sell as much as we used to. I think I make less than $1,000 a month selling on Amazon, mostly from books and things like that. But we do know we know the ins and outs, and we know people, and we get to know things that not everybody knows, and we really try to share that, and we really want everybody to be successful, and that's what we try to share in the group. So, I'm glad you guys are in there. Invite your friends, invite anybody who's interested, and we'll try to take care of them too.
It's just literally like a 24/7 party, I would say. No. No, yeah, you guys, we appreciate everybody in that group. Appreciate all of you spending an hour with us tonight. We are about to wrap up. If you're watching the replay, there's a link to buy all of this stuff down below. Again, everything we touched on today, and I don't want it to be a huge sales pitch. I mean, if you guys saw this and you like what you saw, buy it. If not, see us again next week, and we're going to talk about something else. We want you guys here every week. But we've talked about Storefront Stalker Pro. It's $199 for life. We've talked about Storefront Scheduler, which just launched during this webinar 30 minutes ago, and there are only 67 of those left, so it's a third of the way sold out in a half an hour. And then we talked about TA. So if you're not using TA and you sell on Amazon, it's almost, everybody should at least try it. You owe it to yourself to at least try it. And do yourself a favor and actually I do it all the time where I'll sign up for something and I'll do the trial, but I won't actually do the trial. I'll sign up for it and I'll use it like that first second that I got it, and I'll forget. And on the 7th day, I'm like, oh crap, I'm not making any money. It's like, well, you're not using it yet. So try to make your first month's payment back in that 7 days and actually really apply yourself. I guarantee you'll probably make that first month's back, and then it'll start clicking to you like, oh my God, I can make not just my first months, I can probably make my first year's payments here in a couple of days or in a week or two. It really is why me and Chris push it so hard. I mean, yeah, we make money by promoting it, but it absolutely has just been, I mean, the reviews for Storefront Stalker and Tactical Arbitrage have been amazing. There's so many success stories. You got people like Bob Steele who are selling hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, and they're like 50% OA. You got people that are leaving their jobs because they're doing OA. Lots of 6-figure a month sales coming from completely online arbitrage. It's not going away. It's not dying, you guys. It's still alive and well. And we really hope that you make these tools a part of it. And if not, that's fine. And we will see you guys next week. Chris, any final words?
Final words. If you guys have any ideas for people you'd like to see us interview, we would have had somebody tonight, but Nate and I had a little miscommunication. That was on us. But we really do want to interview the best and the brightest, and bring you ideas that maybe you haven't thought about or maybe you need to hear again. So if you can think of anybody that you would love to see interviewed, PM me, email me, and we will do our best to get them on here so they can drop some knowledge on you guys, and that'll really help us too.
Awesome. All right, guys. Thank you again. If you're watching on YouTube, links are all below. And we'll see you guys next Wednesday at 8.